guys, so I've had the Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2 for a little over a month. This may be my favorite smartwatch to date, for the most part. I'm Matthew, and this is my Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2 review. As a smartwatch, the Watch Active 2 works very well. It's smooth, hardly skips and stutters, great interface, and the notifications are great. All this packaged into a smartwatch that costs $299.99 for the 44mm size or $279.99 for the 40mm size. I have the 40mm size here, and I normally prefer larger smartwatches, but the 40mm case is a great size, especially for working out. I believe Best Buy has the 44 and the 40mm watches on sale for $30 off, so that would be like $269.99 and $249.99 respectively. Samsung's prices online reflect this as well. I'll place links to both Best Buy and Samsung's pages down in the video description below. The Watch Active 2 uses Samsung's Tizen OS interface versus Google's Wear OS. In my opinion, Tizen OS is the better operating system. Yes, Wear OS has gotten much better than it was even a few years ago, and yes, Wear OS has more apps available given that it is Google, but Tizen OS just feels smoother and more fluid. Wear OS smartwatches are just now putting 1GB of RAM into the smartwatches. The Watch Active 2 manages to fit 1.5GB of RAM, which allows for the fluid navigation. Both do seem similar. Swiping to the right brings cards or tiles. These give you access to information such as fitness goals and fitness info, such as steps and calories, etc., as well as weather, music playback, and other stuff like that. The difference, at least on the main screens, is swiping to the left and notifications. For Tizen, swiping to the left will bring up your notifications. Wear OS, swiping to the left brings up information such as your daily Google feed like upcoming events, Google News, and weather. I personally prefer the Tizen OS for its simplicity. Notifications come to the watch every time. I know with Wear OS, sometimes I would receive the notification, or if I received multiple notifications from the same app, I would receive the first one, but not the second or third, or all the rest of them from that same app. With Tizen, I receive every notification. The vibration of the notification on the Watch Active 2 is great. There is no mistaking a vibration for accidentally rubbing your arm against, let's say, your pocket or hitting your wrist against an object. You can change the vibration intensity, but I prefer it to be very strong so that I know for sure I received a notification. I really appreciate this because with my Wear OS device, I wasn't sure if I got a notification or not. When placing the watch on the magnetic charger, which connects with a satisfying click, the watch goes into a Do Not Disturb mode without having to place it into Do Not Disturb manually, which is nice. All you have to do is place it on the charger. The watch charges pretty fast. I have never had an issue of the battery draining. The battery will probably last at least 2 days. By the time I take the watch off my wrist and place it on the charger at night, the battery is usually between 50 and 60%. And that is with always on display on and the sensors working, along with going through a full Orangetheory fitness workout. Along with charging through the charger, provided if you have a Samsung Galaxy S10 lineup, the Note 10 lineup, or the S20 lineup with the PowerShare feature, you can charge wirelessly through the phone. However, you can't charge the phone with a wireless charger. Now, when it comes to fitness, this watch does it really well. I mean, I would hope it would, considering it's called the Watch Active 2. It would be sad if it didn't excel in tracking fitness. I've been monitoring the Watch Active 2 versus my Orangetheory fitness tracker, the OT Beat Burn, for the last month. I've been very impressed with the monitoring from the watch. I found that the Watch Active 2 was very close to the OT Beat Burn in stats. The pedometer, built in was usually within a couple hundred of each other. There was one time where the Watch Active 2 was off by like 1,400, but that was due in part to me not having the watch band on the correct notch. But other than that, one day, the stats had been very similar. I'll post a screenshot of my recording of the Watch Active 2 versus the OTF band here. This shows that for the most part, steps wise, they were very similar. The only issue that I had was the automatic workout tracking function. I found that while I was working out, about a quarter of the way through the workout, the watch would suddenly send me a notification saying that I had detected a workout. This in turn skewed the calories burned on the watch, so where my OT beat burn would read that I burned 950 calories, the Watch Active 2 said I burned 300. You can go into the watch and tell it that you are doing a certain workout, such as running, walking, jogging, treadmill, swimming, etc. But what is the point of having the feature of automatic workout detection when, in order to get an accurate read, you have to actually put in what you're doing and press start? This was a little annoying in my opinion, but I mean, maybe others don't mind it. On a side note, there are a ton of workouts on the watch. In fact, there's even a difference between swimming outside and swimming in a pool. I personally would have just been like, swimming is swimming, but I mean, that's just me. There is also a function where the watch, if it has detected that you've sat too long, it'll tell you to stand up and stretch or do some torso twists. If you don't know what that is, I've demonstrated that in the video. That was annoying in my opinion, and I went into the settings and turned it off after the first time it happened. When I decided on the Watch Active 2 as a fitness tracker / smartwatch, I chose it because the buttons are more recessed to where they don't stick out and make it to where you accidentally press buttons while working out, which is what I had an issue with in the Fossil Gen 5. I would like to see Samsung maybe make some more 20mm watch bands. Both the 40 and the 44mm watches use the 20mm watch band, which is kind of disappointing considering they don't make very many 20mm watch bands. I know Fossil, whom I get almost all of my watch bands from, does not sell a 20mm band. In fact, Fossil sells a 14, a 16, an 18, and a 22mm band. Actually, I think they sell exactly one 20mm silicone band in blue. So all my watches that I use have 22mm bands. So in order to have different bands, I've got to get a whole new set for this. Also, I do wish that Samsung made at least a 42mm version of the Watch Active 2. I was torn between the 40 and the 44mm watch. Ultimately, I chose the 40mm watch because I am mainly using the watch to track my fitness and health, and you don't want a large watch while working out, as my girlfriend pointed out. The screen is quite small, and I know that the 44mm is great for reading content such as emails and texts, and I feel the 40 is slightly too small. I feel that a 42mm would be the perfect sweet spot between the two. Maybe offer a 42mm alongside the 40 and the 44mm. Also, the edge of the watch and the sides are coated in a kind of matte finish. From reviewers, I hear that the matte paint does chip after hitting it against objects. I would recommend getting a case for the watch, at least for the sides. I know they have some that have screens built in, but I found that with those, at least the reviewers said that water gets in between the screen case and the actual screen of the watch, which makes it very difficult for the touch sensitivity. I found that the Spigen Liquid Air Armor case works very well. The screen isn't completely protected due to the fact that it's open, there's no screen on top, but the sides of this case does raise slightly over the screen to give it some protection, along with allowing access to the digital rotating bezel. I'll place a link to the Liquid Air Armor case from both Spigen and Amazon down in the video description below. A way to save at least a little money if you are an Amazon Prime member, I would suggest buying from Amazon. It's slightly cheaper, but what the big thing is that there is free 2-day shipping, or depending on where you live, free 1-day shipping, which saves you about $10 to $15. Overall, I really like this watch. I used to use the Fossil Gen 5 watch and I really enjoyed it, but I think I prefer the Watch Active 2. I would probably switch back to the Fossil Gen 5 when I have to dress up or anything like that, but overall, I think I'll just keep wearing the Watch Active 2 for fitness and everyday wear. I would definitely recommend the Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2, even if you don't have a Samsung phone. It worked perfectly with any other Android phone, and will work even with the iPhones with the Galaxy Wear app available on both iOS and Android, though I'm sure the iOS functionality is very limited given Apple wants their users to use the Apple Watch instead. Other than that, this is an amazing watch, but I'll let you decide whether or not it is worth it. Thanks for watching. This has been my Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2 review. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that bell icon to be notified when I post another video. I try to post once a week on Mondays. Again, thanks for watching. Till next time, stay safe everyone. Peace.